Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to the Thanks.io live session today. You have Ryan here with Thanks.io and Annalisa with
Hello, hello.
Thanks.io. Can you hear me, Annalisa?
I can.
Maybe she can, maybe she can't. I don't know if her mic's working. But I'll let her figure that out. For those of you watching and who registered to attend today, we're just going to run through a quick demo of the platform and take any Q&A. Let me look at the comments here. If you want to comment in, let me know if you can hear me. That's fine. Otherwise, let's go ahead and just log into the Thanks dashboard. So you see it over on the right side. As you probably already know, if you're watching this, Thanks.io is a direct mail automation platform. I'll go to the home page here. We always get questions about pricing. You could see our pricing up on the home page. We have a quick overview video, and you can take a quick tour of everything I'm going to show you here today. One thing I'll highlight just to get started by way of demo is that we have our portfolio of send types here on the screen. So windowless letters, windowed letters, 6x9 postcards, 4x6 postcards, note cards, and gift cards, which are similar to the note cards. They come in a nice envelope. It feels like a birthday card arriving in the mail right there. Let me try Annalisa again. Can you hear me? And am I just
I
not
can
hearing
hear
you?
you.
That's the
Yeah,
question.
I can hear you. I'm speaking.
That's possible. Maybe I'm not hearing your audio. And
I
it's
think
my
that's
fault. 1 second here. No, I think I'm good. Okay. So those are our send types. Logging into the platform now. I'm just going to walk through what is in the top left side here and highlight a few things. The first thing I want to highlight is our automations, because this is what we're about here at Thanks.io, is automating mail first to the people who already know you, your sphere of influence, maybe leads you're generating. That's the low-hanging fruit. That's where you're going to get the best results. People who already know you, they've come into your fold, or they've done business with you in the past, and then they start getting mail with you. This helps crossing channels away from digital, putting something physical in their hands, helps you generate better conversions or higher customer lifetime value, however you want to put it. Then from there, you can also automate generating new business. So lead generation, things of that nature with Thanks. So looking here in the automated campaigns dashboard, just want to give you an idea of how it works. Basically, anytime you set up an automation, you're going to pick a send type right here. You're going to pick a specific image template, a message template, and then you're going to attach that to a specific set of customers who are going to receive this. And this is where it gets interesting. You can see down on the bottom of the screen all of our different automation types or actions. So you could send somebody cards every month on a recurring basis. Let me see if I can add Annalisa to the stage here. Every month on a recurring basis. You can do every year on a holiday. Birthday cards automatically is a very big one. If you happen to be watching this and you have a list of birthdays, definitely get that list uploaded here and get your past customers, leads, and clients getting a birthday card from you every year. It's very easy to set up in the system and to automate, and it will give you a very nice return on the investment sending that mail. Daily send limit is probably my favorite. So I want to talk quickly about this. If you have a list of prospects, say 1,000 people, but you don't have a budget to send 1,000 postcards right away, the daily send limit will let you say, hey, let's try this idea out, this marketing idea, but let's just send 1 a day, or let's say send 10 a day, and it'll rotate through the list and automatically send mail to those people. So starting at the top here, I'm just communicating that we have this automation stuff, and anything you're doing online with drip email, drip text, things of that nature, just keep in mind that you can do it with physical postal mail, and Thanks.io can help you do that here. So that's our automated campaigns section in the platform. I don't see any comments. Now we're getting started with StreamYard here today, which I haven't used heavily for webinars like this. So if you're watching and you have questions, feel free to comment in. Hopefully I can see them. I can't hear Annalisa. No idea why.
Can you hear me?
Annalisa.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, looks like your mic's on. Let me try this again. No, that's just my webcam. Yeah, my audio is correct. Oh, 1 second here. Bear with me, everybody. This could be a me thing here. Even though I'm doing a test and I don't hear it,
I'm here.
there you are. So everybody's probably
There I
hearing
am.
you. Good.
Yeah, I think
Everybody's
so.
probably hearing you. For some reason, StreamYard was muted on my Chrome tab, like
Oh,
randomly, like the
well
actual
then.
Chrome tab. So that was like the last place I would have expected for that to be an issue. So sorry, everybody. My fault. All right. So we talked about automations in the system. Now I'm going to go through and start to talk about our mailing lists and how contacts get into the system. So clicking here, we have our mailing lists right here. And you'll see I've got a bunch of lists in the system, and there's lots of different ways you can get people in. The most common probably is to just upload your current list of contacts. So if you have a CSV file, or you have, well, it's going to be a CSV file, but if you have contacts in your CRM or in your shopping cart system, download that CSV, get them sent over to us, and we can get them uploaded for you. You can do it yourself. And one thing I want to highlight is that even if you don't have physical street postal mail addresses, you can upload just email addresses to the system, and for 7 cents a piece, we will match them to a physical street address. And consistently, we always match between 60 to 70%. It seems to always be right in that range of your email only people we can get a physical address for. So if you've been generating a lot of online internet leads, for example, if you're in real estate mortgage or you have an e-com store, but you don't get physical addresses, maybe the cart gets abandoned or something, they download a coupon, but they don't finish the order. We can match that to a physical address, add them to a Thanks Audio mailing list, and then all those automations that I just showed you can happen. So you can upload the list here. Did you know that one, Annalisa?
I did, and I was just thinking that you have so many different ways of utilizing this data once you have it, because you can do retargeting, you can do your initial push, then retarget people with things in your campaigns. I mean, there's just a lot that you can trigger, and it just runs for you.
Yep. So we've got the upload option. You can manually enter addresses. That goes without saying. You can work with our team to get custom lists. We use a vendor called DataZap and a few others to build really targeted, demographically targeted lists. To get an idea of what you can do with DataZap, you can go check out their site later. But one other thing I want to show in terms of building lists is our built-in radius search tool, which will allow you to just pick an address anywhere and send mail to a set number of houses around that address with a bunch of different filters that you're seeing me scroll through here. Like, is it people who are likely to move? Or do they own their
Likely to
home?
sell. Yeah.
Yeah. So all of these categories. One of my favorites is to only send to businesses, but you can actually use the property owner of the business's home address. That's an interesting one right there.
Now, what about absentee owners?
Yeah, so you can source those lists and get them into the system. That's actually a radius search option, and you can get those from third parties, of course, too.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, very common in a lot of industries. If you're trying to reach a homeowner that doesn't live at the property, mail is really powerful for that. It's not always easy to source, their other contact info, but based on tax records where they might live. So once you get your list into the system, every mailing list can be attached to automations. It's kind of where we are so far. So now let's get into some of the fun stuff and talk about what we're going to actually send and what tools Thanks has for sending. And I'm going to start right with the Thanks AI Studio right here. So I'm going to go to Thanks AI Studio. This is pretty new. We're about a month in with this, and it's pretty good and powerful. You can see some of the postcards that I've built with this already. You can actually do all our send types with this, but let's just do a mailer. Pick a business type, Annalisa.
Oh, let's go with insurance.
Okay. Let's do, and I'm going to do, I had the life insurance example, but let's do, let's do life insurance, okay? Postcard of, I have my crying, I'm going to do this one again, of a crying family standing by a grave, and it says, Dad didn't have life insurance, with an arrow pointing at QR code. This is a fun one, Annalisa. So, and we'll just do life insurance, lifeinsurance.com. You can give it your URL and we'll try to match the branding to that. You can give it images for inspiration, and you can use your account branding or not. I'm going to leave the Thanks.io account branding on this one. It won't be relevant, but you'll see here as I talk, in about 30 seconds, it'll render us a pretty serviceable postcard. Every now and then it does the AI thing where it'll spell something wrong, and then you can just talk to it and get it fixed. But let's let it do that. And play some Jeopardy music. I think there is Jeopardy music in here. Let me see here. Media and assets. Sounds, more sounds. I know it's in here.
Yeah, and I think the thing to remember, everyone, if you haven't used the AI or you're not really sure what to tell it, just be as descriptive as you need to be to get your message out. So you have to train the AI in order for it to give you the best result, and then you can tweak it from there. What was that, sci-fi? What's happening?
I'm playing some music. Just playing around with the features here in StreamYard while we wait for our AI. So we're coming up. I probably passed 30 seconds so far, but we're going to be here, I promise, in under a minute. It did actually get a little slower lately, which is kind of a good thing. We upgraded the model, so this thing is really has really been putting out some good stuff in the first shot. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer. So come on now. So the idea is that you can make the designs quickly, get them stored in the system, and then start to attach them to those automations as we talked about. So as soon as this launches, and I'm afraid to go back to the gallery and show you other stuff because I don't know if it's going to stop it in progress.
It would, yeah. Is it in what, 90?
Yes. So it will pop up here. Again, guys, if you have any questions, just comment down below wherever you're watching this. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, or you're in our webinar room, you can just chat questions anytime. And if anybody watching wants help building out, these automations or connecting up your current tech stack to automated mail, just let us know. Support at Thanks.io, or just use the live chat that you'll find in the dashboard once you get in there. Of course, because I'm live doing a demo, this is taking a lot longer than it usually does, Annalisa.
Yeah.
And
I think the thing to keep in mind is this is going to create that front image that it's going to hit people initially when they open up their mail or look at their postcard.
Yeah, and then soon it'll also create the message template, which we'll talk about here in a second. And maybe I will just go. I'm gonna just instead of making
abandoned.
Yeah. So this is an example of a similar themed card that it made me a couple of weeks ago. So similar life insurance, did a good job. It put the branding on it, but now you can start to interact with it just like any other AI and tell it what changes you might want. So go back here. And I actually think that it will if you leave it
again.
Yeah, but it should have it cached in there. So let's go now. While that does that, I'll come back to it. I'm going to open up the messages page and talk about how no, I'm not. First, I want to show you guys more of the creative stuff. So that's the Thanks.io AI builder. But if you want to actually design in Canva or upload your own images, you can do that as well all day long. And you can also use our dynamic builder, which you're seeing some examples of right here. So let's just go into an existing dynamic builder card, and you'll see what we have going on here is this house is a picture of the recipient's home of the mail piece. So a lot of our real estate, mortgage, and insurance people use our Street View cards to generate some really high scan rates. And people almost don't believe me with mail when I tell them, but we have some scan rates that approach 10% almost every time they go out, specifically our monthly market update postcard for real estate. And Find Your Home Value cards generally doing between 4 and 6, landing right around 5% range, where most mail, you're lucky to get 1 or 2%. So what you're looking at here is our dynamic builder. You can pick some background designs, and then what it does is dynamically places attributes of the recipient right onto the card. So you'll see scan sample card for full name merged here. You can see the QR code is being placed up here. This is specific to every recipient so that we can track who it was who scanned it. You're notified in real time. And then we have these other tags that you can put on top of the card, as well as we have our dog with a human hand overlay graphic, which is a little more advanced. Basically, if you make a transparent PNG with this sizing, you can overlay stuff on people's front lawns, which does tend to increase conversion rates. So we have a lot of different ways to build the image side of your creatives in Thanks.io. And the way we do things is we have our image side, and then we have our message side. So the Thanks.io AI Studio and the image templates, dynamic image templates page here are the tools you'll use to create stuff. Here we go. Dad didn't have life insurance. It finally rendered. Now, I might tell this to make the background of this a little more less opaque, right? So the gravestone, but did a pretty good job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this would be your name instead of mine. And in one shot, you have a really interesting, compelling creative that looks clean.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
So if you're designing in Canva, do you want to leave room for our QR code for the analytics, or do you want to create a QR code in Canva? Or what do you recommend?
No. So I would not try to put any QR codes. If you design in Canva or you're uploading your own stuff, don't try to put any QR codes on that side. Let the message side handle the QR code. There's going to be a QR code on the other side, and let that be dynamic. Yeah. I see people do this all the time. They insist on putting their own QR code on because they think it's cool that they have a QR code with some other system, but it doesn't help anybody because it doesn't usually track unless you have something that tracks. So good question.
So that QR from Canva or wherever does not pull into the analytics of which we're building here within Thanks.
Yeah, it doesn't help you much. Just for context, if we click on design in Canva, I should show that really quickly. You can pretty much use anything that's available in Canva to design something. So you can say, stick with this example. So I could easily, and then, put your name, put your contact info, but you're doing it more manually. And then you're going to click return to Thanks.io, and it'll pull that creative into our system. Now, one caveat, Annalisa, I don't want to get too in the weeds here. Our overlay graphics, if you do want something custom that you make in Canva, but you want to lay it over or use it with our dynamic builder as the background and then have our text over it, you can do that. I would just say that when you're going to do something like that, you can read our documentation or just reach out to our team and we can help you there. Which brings up another point. My opinion is that the creative image side of all this, and I stick to this opinion over the years, really doesn't matter all that much. The goal of the front of the card should be to get people to turn over and read the other side of the card. So
break them out of that normal scroll phase.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't do that, they're going to naturally flip it over anyway. So you could just have a blank front side of the card with your logo on it and probably not see too much difference in response rates if the messaging on the other side is compelling and you're making a good offer. So I'm bringing this up because I see people pull their hair out obsessing over the design of these things, and it's not that important. What's more important is your offer.
And when you're thinking of that initial text versus scan the QR code, it's nice and simple and to the point. So you don't want to get too in the weeds writing like a dark and stormy night novel on the front, because that's what you'll do once you speak with someone and start to understand what their needs are, right? You'll consult with them and you'll be able to understand it. So you don't really need to pack a whole lot on there, but just enough to get them interested.
Yeah, just really just what you're offering with postcards in particular, because you don't have a lot of space. So let's go ahead here and take a look at the message builder. You'll see we have a bunch of different types right here as we talked about up front. I'll just start with a postcard, and I'm going to come and I'm going to switch the font color. I have our sizing. I'm going to turn on realism mode, and I'm going to pick an AI handwriting style. I'll put a QR code in here. This is where you put the QR codes. They are generated on the fly automatically. You'll see it appear here in a minute. And then, hi, thanks for checking out my XYZ lead magnet from the Facebook ad the other day. Scan the QR code to access a free bonus training we did about ABC. So just an example, one of my favorite use cases, and the reason we're called Thanks is that if you're running Facebook ads or doing online lead generation, for example, you can automatically send a postcard like this that re-engages people who might not have taken the action the first time they saw you. So just an
Now,
example.
while we're looking at this, you're using the realism mode, right?
Yeah, so you see that cross out right
Yeah.
here? That's the realism mode. I can turn that off and it won't have crossouts. I would say that on postcards in particular, realism mode probably is less relevant, but it gets to be a lot of fun with our note cards and letters. So here's an example. Yep, example postcard, QR code, right? And then let's just say I go to our different types here. Maybe we do a Windows letter. See what it looks like here. Now, on our letters, you'll notice there's Morgan Fleeman Pest Control in the background. I must be in that sub account. But you see down at the bottom, the branding, Annalisa?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So one important step when you first create your account is you're going to go to the branding builder. I'm not going to show that now. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you'll click on branding builder on the left side and just make sure you have your logo and your contact info in, and it just makes these nice letterheads and brands all the pieces to you in the system. So that's a letter. And then let's go look at a note card. Like so. It did get a little confused because I was switched between. If I can click out here. And one other cool thing we recently started doing, so this will come in a foldable envelope, is we actually have AI that will grade your template. So you see this right here, analyzing?
Mm-hmm. I love this feature.
Yeah. So I like it. I don't always want to write like AI, so sometimes it'll suggest a whole new text, and I'll ignore that, but I love the fact that it catches my typos.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's great, because it really does. Like missing phone number, informal language, the Facebook ad, I want the informal language. So I can ignore that recommendation, or I can take it, and really it's very useful for grammar and spelling in particular. And it will let you know if you didn't make an offer, for example. Like if you forgot to make a specific call to action, it'll actually let you know.
Well, and it looks like if you get stuck, there's also that field or have AI write your message. So you can feed it information building your image and say, this is what I need it to say. These are the people that I'm reaching out to. So that way it can craft something relatable to that audience.
Yeah. So yeah, I can type that in there. Hit let's go. And it'll actually write that. I always forget we have that.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So subject, so we'll delete subject, but you can come in here and change all that out.
Yep.
I also like how smart it was. It kind of merges in your company tags from over on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Like so. Okay. So that is our note cards. And then I just want to mention the gift cards right here. They come in a very similar, it's the same thing as a note card, but it includes a gift card on it. And this is a digital gift card. You can pick from a bunch of different brands right here. Just scrolling through them quickly. Starbucks is probably the most popular one that people use. And you can set a gift amount. And you'll see that it appears up at the top of the card.
Now, when somebody redeems this, that's when it gets charged. Is that correct? So you don't have to prepay for a lot of physical gift cards. You just pay as they're scanned.
Yes. Very good point. So if you're on our free plan, you do, but most people on the free plan aren't sending gift cards. So when you go to the business and professional plan, you are not billed until somebody scans it to redeem it.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, and you can gate the action. So before somebody gets their gift card, you can actually require them to book a meeting with you or to watch a YouTube video. We have some functionality here related to that.
Nice.
Yeah. So very good for B2B lead generation where you're trying to get somebody to schedule a demo or something. It's a really good feature. So that's the message building. We've kind of gone through the mailing list, the automated campaigns, the images, and the message building. Now let's tie this all together and kind of get a sense for how the system works. So I just clicked send mail on the left side. And then I'm going to pick a send type. I'm going to pick one of my image creatives. a random one here. Let's pick the Alex Hormozi one.
Do we
I
all
was
have to get
sending.
tattoos like that? What's happening?
Yeah, do you know what I was doing? I recently stopped, but I'm going to start it again. I sent one card a day to Alex's office in Las Vegas for like 2 months.
That's amazing.
And nobody scanned. So I'm waiting to see if those returns come back because I feel like maybe I had the wrong address or something was wrong. But yes. So we'll do the Hormozi card, and then I'll pick the Hormozi template, which I probably have in here. So you see here, I'm just showing this as by way of demo. See how you can scroll through and see.
Right.
And
you can do the Control F or the Command F.
Yeah, well, we happen to have a ton in here. Yeah. But yes. So test. Then you save and continue that. Then you attach that mailer. You can manually add address, or I can grab an existing list that I've loaded into the system. So here's the Hormozi list of 1. And then I can submit and send that out like that. So, and just like that, the mail is printed and out in the mail by this time tomorrow. In most cases, sometimes same day.
So really, sorry. So what we're really looking at is when you get your account, make sure your branding is in there. So go into the branding builder.
Yeah.
Then you can have the whole thing build things for you if you give it the cues. So even if you're not a creative person, you can still get your point across and have it work for you.
Yep. Yep. So we show the branding builder, by the way.
It's in creatives, I think the 4th one down.
Yeah. So yeah, first steps, go ahead, set up the branding builder. Your account may load up with templates related to your industry, depending on what industry you're in. And then reach out to us for help getting everything wired together. We integrate with pretty much everything. So integrations. So if you're using High Level, for example, we have some direct integrations with High Level. Anything that Zapier, Make, N8N tie to, you can connect to. And you can see some of the other CRMs and connections that we have right here.
And all those pre-built Zaps, right?
Yes. Yes.
Those are fantastic.
Yep. So this was kind of our first. We haven't been doing a lot of lives. We'll be doing more of these around specific topics. I think today we just want to get warmed up with a simple demo.
Yep.
Right, Annalisa? Make sure we can get our tech working here.
Yeah, it's my first launch back into these in a while. Been a hot minute, man.
Yeah, I haven't been doing as many as I should. They're fun though, so we just need to get more people attending, and you guys will hear from us. Watch out for emails from Thanks.io, and we'll also be posting these replays on our socials, specifically the YouTube channel is probably the best place to find them if you ever miss one of the sessions. Anything else, Annalisa?
No, I'm really enjoying learning more about this product after I've used it for so long, but just getting into the backside and delving in and helping people is great. I love it.
Yeah, lots of fun. So watch out for an email. We'll probably do, tomorrow's Friday. I'm not going to work tomorrow. Well, I'm going to work, but I don't want to do one of these. But we'll probably next Monday or Tuesday, we'll do a few of these next week. I'd like to do some specific sessions, more on the automations. Maybe we'll do an automated birthday campaign session, Annalisa, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, I think that'd be good to get the basics down, and then we can branch off.
Yep. Okay, thanks, everybody. Have a good one. It's support@thanks.io if you have any questions or need any help.
Have a good day, everybody. Bye.